SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flo.
Headlines: SVG spared from tropical storm Dorian. A Jamaican security expert says the U.S. must do more to stop illegal guns coming into Jamaica. U.S. judge orders pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson to pay millions in landmark opioid case. And in sports, defending champions Naomi Osaka survives U.S. Open first round as Williams trashes Sharapova. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flo.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Tuesday, August 27, 2019. I am Vesta Bowens with the details. St. Vincent and the Grenadines was spared the wrath of Tropical Storm Dorian, which is at this time moving towards the U.S. state of Florida and is expected to become a hurricane by Wednesday. At 11 a.m. today, the government discontinued the tropical storm warning for SVG. However, all government offices remained closed for the day. Director of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, Michelle Forbes, told SVG-TV News that the passage of Tropical Storm Dorian over SVG was considered a quiet one. Forbes said she was happy that there were no reports of damage across SVG. However, she noted that the country will remain under a flood watch until tomorrow morning.
So overnight we had no reports of damage to any property, no flooding, no actual reports of basically it was an uneventful night. So we're thankful that we were spared the wrath of Dorian, and he went a little bit more north, not on the trajectory as was forecasted, a little bit between St. Lucia and Martinique, and so we're happy that it went away. However, though, we still have some rains in the forecast that can go until this evening. So even though at 11 o'clock this morning we would have issued the all clear and the tropical storm warning would have been discontinued, the flash flood watch remains and it will be in effect from 11 o'clock today until 6 o'clock in the morning, because the potential for heavy rainfall still exists as we still have some of the tail end and outer bands of the system pulling across towards the Caribbean Sea. So we are pretty much out of the woods in terms of tropical storm Dorian, but we still can expect some impacts from heavy rainfall, moderate to heavy rainfall, which may result in flash flooding. So hence the Met Office has agreed to have a flood watch for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The NEMO director said she was also happy with the coordination and support received from its partners, which led to a successful operation with the country's response to the storm.
Support as usual from our partners in terms of the different ministries, all the ministries that would have supported us overnight, because we went 24-hour operations from last evening. We would have had the various ministries coming in to support the police and other key sectors, basically being here to man things during the 24 hours, because the storm was it was dynamic, it was changing. At first we had it yesterday showing a significant amount of rainfall, which was really our biggest concern in terms of the rainfall event and being mountainous, and our history of the recent floods that we have had. So our concern was really the rainfall, but of course it evolved and it changed again overnight, and then that rainfall potential a bit diminished also, and then hence we were not really at any risk with the winds, because those are more towards the northern part of the storm. So we had the Met Office with us here all the time, so they were able to give us the briefs as they came in from the National Hurricane Center and from the Barbados Meteorological Office. So we were pretty much kept abreast and were able to coordinate things well.
Forbes said NEMO prepares for every storm as if it is a hurricane and encouraged the public to do the same.
In the past, and we have to look at our past, maybe not St. Vincent and the Grenadines past, but the past of our brothers and sisters. And let's remember Hurricane Maria in 2017. Look at how that developed so rapidly within in a space of a few hours, of 24 hours, and impacted Dominica. So we need to learn that every system does something different. Every system has a potential to make it into a large system. It just depends on the conditions that are around it, whether they're conducive or not to make it into a large system. So we have to continue to prepare. Don't be upset that the forecast or the science is saying that the storm is coming to us, and it comes and it doesn't do anything, because the next storm may not be the same. So we have to continue to prepare for each storm, each system, as if we're preparing for a hurricane, and continue that preparedness throughout. We are now in the peak of the hurricane season, and I can assure you we're going to see more and more systems coming across the Atlantic over the next few weeks, and we need to be vigilant and continue to monitor and listen to all the reports from the Met Services.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said he is happy that there were no reports of damage or loss of life, both here in SVG and in the neighboring islands. Speaking on NBC Radio, PM Gonsalves said with the exception of the flood warning, SVG is reopened for business, and thanked persons who heeded the warning and did what was necessary to ensure their safety.
The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines are responding very, very well in respect of the tropical storm warning. I want to thank all the stakeholders in the public sector and in the private sector for also responding very well. As Michelle Forbes, the director of NEMA, would have reported, in several of the shelters, particularly in the northeast and the northwest, where a number of persons went to them yesterday evening. I want to thank the shelter managers and all those who worked in that regard. The airport has already publicly announced, AIA, Argyle International Airport, that they will be back in business. They'll be open back from midday. That report went out earlier. I've been in touch with all of these respective agencies. And the country is open back for business.
The Prime Minister said he was also happy that things remained calm in relation to crime.
In communication with the Commissioner of Police, and they also reported that there was nothing untoward. There was no serious crime in the last several hours since the tropical storm warning had been in effect, and nothing overnight. All the leaders in the various areas of the police force, they have reported that things were calm. So basically, we're back to normal, and we want to I reiterate our thanks to Almighty God.
Non-traditional cultivators of marijuana who want to be part of the country's medicinal marijuana industry would not be left behind. This was reiterated by Minister of Agriculture Subota Caesar at the last sitting of Parliament while responding to questions by opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday on how many marijuana farmers have been given license to plant marijuana, including traditional farmers, and how many have been licensed to plant for medical purposes as part of a cooperative or individuals. Minister Caesar said that it is anticipated that by September 15th this year, 29 traditional cultivators of marijuana would be granted license in their own name, while 10 local cooperatives with 145 members, which include traditional cultivators, would be granted license as a group. Minister Caesar further noted that out of the number of persons who have been granted license thus far, 54% have their own land, 15% collaborating with families, friends and private owners, and 41 expressed not having lands mainly from the North Leeward constituency. He said the ministry responsible for lands and surveys reported that 16 persons have contacted them so far for the leasing of lands.
The Medicinal Cannabis Authority has made a presentation to the Cabinet, Mr. Speaker, and received approval in principle for the establishment of a special cannabis land bank. And what we are going to do, as I noted in a previous answer, that persons from the private sector who have lands that they want to lease, they want to sell, or they want to participate in the industry, can make their lands available in this land bank. And not only a land bank, but we're also going to have a labor bank, because the banks, the commercial banks, they have noted that workers in the industry must receive particular levels of training, for example in anti-money laundering and the like, because it is anticipated that wages will increase for workers, and when they get to the bank, there must be certain levels of documentation available. And we want to ensure that through this labor bank, we prevent any form of exploitation.
The Agriculture Minister further noted that there are over 200 acres of lands available for intensive cannabis cultivation, which have been identified as crown lands, and cultivators should be able to get access to some of these lands.
This land can cater for 80 to 100 traditional cultivators. A framework for the development of the land, the requisite private-public sector partnership, and the traditional cultivator and other investor joint venture relationships must be first addressed. A technical team comprising personnel from the Medicinal Cannabis Authority, Forestry Department, BRAXA, the Ministry of Transport and Works, Lands and Surveys, and the Irrigation Unit in the Ministry of Agriculture. A technical team has been established and has made several site visits to see the accessibility and the possibility for establishing a road network, a jetty, and other infrastructure to improve accessibility and enable the site to meet production standards.
Minister Caesar also made it clear that the government has not given any land to foreign investors to cultivate medical cannabis.
Note, however, Mr. Speaker, that like in any other industry, unique relationships would have to be forged between nationals and foreign investors to ensure that the requisite capital injections needed to build the industry is provided. Whilst these investors have secured private lands, meaning the foreign investors have secured private lands through leases or purchases, both of these require an alien landholding license. This allows the government to maintain ultimate oversight through the approval of these licenses. It should be further noted, Mr. Speaker, that the presence of investors, it has already resulted in significant contributions to the economy. Thus far, the cabinet-approved investor companies have secured or are in the process of securing just over 150 acres of land, and that is what was outlined in their business plans. Rest assured, Mr. Speaker, that we are monitoring all the factors of production, land, labor, and capital.
4 men, including a Vincentian national, appeared in a magistrate's court in Grenada on Monday, charged in connection with a multi-million-dollar drug bust. Vincentian businessman Elvis Chance, along with a Grenadian and 2 Jamaican nationals, appeared at the St. George's No. 1 Magistrates Court jointly charged with conspiracy to trafficking of a controlled drug. Additional charges of trafficking of a controlled drug were laid against Chance and one of the Jamaican nationals, while the other two were charged with possession of a controlled drug. The court heard that the 4 men were arrested with 40 kilos of cocaine during a joint police operation last Wednesday night in St. George's, Grenada. The police there said the drugs had a street value of $4 million. The Grenadian national was granted bail in the sum of 300,000 EC dollars. Land has to surrender his travel documents and report to a police station 3 times a week. Chance, along with the other 2 accused who are Jamaican nationals, were remanded into custody. They will reappear in court on September 5th. Local psychologist says children must be given the benefit of the doubt when they report on sexual abuse. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.
Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the First St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products to furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the First St. Vincent Bank building. Don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. C-Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
26 retail shops and restaurants open now for your convenience. At the cruise ship terminal, at the cruise ship terminal. It's a great venue to rent for functions, secure parking rate and beyond. At the cruise ship terminal, at the cruise ship terminal.
Convenient parking at the Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal and the Geese Compound. The Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal has 26 retail shops and restaurants with a variety of food offerings. A great secure venue for your function with a great ambience. Also, we offer lock storage service. The Cruise Ship Terminal, convenience for you.
At the cruise ship terminal, the cruise ship terminal.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktops, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Welcome back. Give children the benefit of the doubt when they report an issue of sexual abuse. This advice comes from psychologist Dr. Giselle Miller during an interview with SVG-TV News, in which she spoke on the growing concern about the number of child abuse cases in the country. The psychologist said it is time for all Vincentians to get on board and help create a safe, healthy environment for children to grow and maintain their innocence. We hear more in this report.
The psychology department attached to the Milton K2 Memorial Hospital on the 20th of August hosted the first of two conferences here to discuss the issue of child sexual abuse. The conference highlighted shocking statistics which indicated an increase in the number of sexual abuse against children in the country over the last 2 years. Speaking on the psychological impact of such abuse on children, Dr. Giselle Miller said many children develop what is called child abuse accommodation syndrome, which has 5 basic categories: secrecy, helplessness, entrapment and accommodation, delayed and unconvincing disclosure. The psychologist said it is important for everyone to understand this syndrome.
A lot of the times, the persons who would abuse these children would be known figures in their lives, known authoritarian figures, which means that they are the persons who are most likely looking after these children. So, secrecy becomes an issue because now the child has to figure out, how do I share this information with someone? At the same time, I do not wish to cause or create ripples. Because one of the things that the perpetrators will say to a child is that this secret is between us. Let's keep it between us, and I am going to be the best stepfather or the best uncle or cousin or whatever to you. I'm going to give you all that you need. I'm going to buy stuff for you. If that manipulation does not work, or trying to coerce them by buying things, to get them to remain quiet, you might find that the threats come. Who's going to believe you over me? You're a little child, you lie all the time. And they would place a child in a position that the child begins to second guess whether or not I should speak.
Dr. Miller said it is crucial for parents, teachers and other stakeholders to create an environment where a child can feel safe, and when they do report a case of sexual abuse, they are believed.
Then we have the issue of believability, that you now are at a place where you have to question, would my mommy believe me, would my aunt, would my grandmother, would whomever believe me, or they're going to believe what this person is saying. We have to take the stance that when children come forward and they say that I have been touched inappropriately, when I have been molested, when anything that is sexually inappropriate has happened, we have to take the stance that first and foremost we are going to believe them. Take their word for it. Of course, we'll have to do the necessary investigation because we want to make sure that everything adds up, but you want to give them the benefit of the doubt from the very start. Let them understand that it's a comfortable situation, that I am willing to listen to you, that I'm willing to make sure that you're placed in a safe environment, that in the end, what has transpired before will not happen again.
The psychologist further highlighted how parents and teachers can identify children who may be victims of abuse.
So teachers, when you see generally in class sometimes children who have been bubbly and vibrant, suddenly they are quiet and withdrawn, you have to question what's going on there. There are some children that they are present, but when you look behind their eyes, they're not there. A lot of them are battling things that they should not at an early age be having to deal with. So when we have 6-year-olds and 5-year-olds, we even have 3-year-olds who we have to discuss issues of inappropriate touch with, we know that we have a problem. We know that there is something definitely that needs to be done so that our children can feel safe.
Dr. Miller said through education and the action of stakeholders, the scourge of sexual abuse against the nation's children can be addressed. For SVG-TV's Evening News, I am Bavin Oliver.
140 students successfully completed the 12th Police Band Summer Program. Giving an overview of the 2019 summer program at the closing ceremony last Friday, Band Master ASP Daniel Hall said of the 140 students who completed the program, 60 were taught the basic skills in playing pan, 37 the keyboard, 23 drums, 2 trombone, 2 trumpet, and 2 saxophone. He said that the participants were taught principles to become better individuals.
They were not only taught the practical aspect of music, but the theory and rudiments as well. They were also taught how to care for, store, and the proper posture when playing the instruments. The police band summer program serves as an alternative for students and the long summer vacation. It serves as an opportunity for children aged 9 to 15 to be gainfully occupied, thus keeping them away from mischief. They are given the opportunity to learn a skill which can be harnessed for future employment. The program also enables the students to develop social skills such as cooperation, teamwork, and socialization. Lifelong friendships are forged, and many eagerly look forward to the program each year to reunite with friends. Finally, from the bottom of our hearts, we say thanks to the parents for affording us the opportunity to work with your children.
Commissioner of Police Colin John thanked the students for choosing the police band summer program and congratulated them for also completing the program. He said the program is part of the crime preventative measures adopted by the SVG police force to impart morals, values, and discipline in the youth and encourage the participants to continue harnessing their music skills.
Benefits that can be derived from this program. Among them, we have the reduction in crime by having the persons here diverting their attention to positive options. They are unlikely to be involved or to embark on a life of crime. We have a cadre of persons from which the police band can select persons to replenish the stock at the police band and also the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. This program also gives the officers an opportunity to harness their skills, their teaching skills, and to showcase their talents. It also gives us the opportunity to show the softer side of the police. Police officers are often looked at as the big bad wolves in the society, and you are given the opportunity to see the softer side of the police officers. The benefits to the children: you are able to learn a skill, you are given the opportunity for gainful employment in the future.
Government Senator Deborah Charles said that the police force continues to do an exceptional job in molding the minds of the youth through music and other initiatives.
A few years ago, it was unheard of for children of working class people to be playing musical instruments. Today, youths are playing more than one instrument thanks to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Band. Data suggests that young people who spend their time studying music have improved memory. They are more competitive and hence they improve performance in their academics. They also have improved function on the left side of their brain, which helps them to progress in in reasoning and language development. They also have an increased motor skill and eye and hand coordination. Young people who study music also stay in school longer. They stay more engaged and they learn pattern recognition. They are aided in emotional development as well. And they are fine-tuned in their auditory skills.
Senator Charles encouraged the participants to strive to be the best at whatever they are and cherish the memories created at this year's program.
Martin Luther King has given a blueprint for young people, and this is what he says. This is the important and crucial period of your lives, young people. I hope you're listening. And what you decide at this age may well determine what you become as your life goes on. The question is whether you have had proper and solid blueprint in your lives. And I want to suggest that some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint are: number one, should have a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are no one. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth, and always feel that your life has ultimate substance. If you can't, he says, if you can't be a pine on the top of a hill, be a shrub in the valley, but be the best little shrub by the side of the road.
A Jamaican security expert says the U.S. must do more to stop illegal guns coming into Jamaica. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
That was a local news segment.
The Everready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths, arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Everready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Everready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Everready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, the original drink. It's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They claim General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnisville. Call 453-9000.
Just for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prizes to be won. Set for life. A brand new house. Set for life. A brand new car. Set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life. Did your day done set for life. December 28th. Set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your own keys. Set for life.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome to all news from the region. A security expert in Jamaica believes the flow of illegal guns into Jamaica from the United States will continue unless the U.S. intervenes. Ian Roberts says the problem should be addressed from the source. We hear more in this TVJ News report.
Authorities continue to grapple with the flow of illegal guns in the island. Despite efforts to stem the flow of illegal guns from the United States, one security expert believes the problem will continue unless the U.S. puts a stop to it. Treasurer for the Jamaican chapter of the American Society for Industrial Security, Ian Roberts, says the issue of illegal guns entering Jamaica is best dealt with at the source.
Because we are limited in our own resources as it relates to our security forces and their capabilities and abilities. And so I think if we can plug the source, then we can always mop up the back end or the recipients on this side. But I think greater efforts should be made by the U.S. as our allies to help protect us as a small developing state.
Mr. Roberts says the U.S. should do more to prevent the illegal gun flow to Jamaica.
We don't have the wherewithal to do all of this. I mean, they can detect anything coming into the U.S. So I think by the same token or by the same means, they should be able to detect what's leaving the U.S., especially firearms that are manufactured in the U.S. It shouldn't be untraceable.
He was commenting on a New York Times report which chronicles how weak the measures are in the United States in illegal guns being smuggled to countries like Jamaica, where criminals use them to commit thousands of murders. O'Shane Masters, TV.
Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic are bracing for Tropical Storm Dorian as it churned west-northwest, with officials cautioning that it could approach hurricane strength on Wednesday after blowing over Barbados. The storm center is expected to pass near or south of Puerto Rico on Wednesday, move near or over eastern Hispaniola Wednesday night, and move north of Hispaniola on Thursday. Barbados was hit by strong winds and intermittent showers with periodic jolts of thunder and lightning on Monday evening. The Barbados Met Services discontinued its tropical storm warning at 2 a.m. and the nation's international airport was reopened at 7 a.m.
I just want to say that we need to give thanks, and above all else, it isn't only giving thanks at my level. I'm not as equipped as Minister Jordan to do the deep prayers, but be assured that I have said my own, and I'd like each Barbadian to say their own according to their own faith, because from all reports, there's virtually no damage. But it is still early, and we are cognizant that we will continue to encourage persons to reach out to the AM over the course of today. But less than 10 incidents have been reported, and they really all predominantly are fallen trees. There's only one instance of house roof, and not even full damage, but seas are still very much high, and persons will have to take caution and continue to take caution in the water. The careenage is full and high as well. And the rain is still falling. It's inclement weather, but it's the kind of inclement weather we're accustomed to and can deal with. So we believe that normal service can resume based on all that the Met Office have advised.
St. Lucia also discontinued its tropical storm warning with the all clear given around 10 a.m. today.
Reports that we have received is that there were no major damage to the country. All of the roads are passable. You could go through, drive through Castries down south, east, west, and the roads are okay. No major reports of flooding. There's minor flooding in some areas that went very easily. As of 10 a.m., the all clear was given upon the advice of the Met Services, which discontinued the tropical storm warning for St. Lucia from 8 a.m. this morning. The warning was discontinued, and our teams had to go out there to do the assessment, the first responders, to ensure that it was safe for persons to be out there. Upon receiving that report from our first responders, we then declared the all clear.
U.S. judge orders pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson to pay millions in landmark opioid case. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Pharmacy is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
At RE/MAX, we know you want to sell your property at top dollar and as fast as possible. To help you sell at top dollar, all of our agents are trained to negotiate the highest possible price for your property. And to sell as fast as possible, our agents can access over 120,000 agents around the globe, which results in more potential buyers. This is why nobody in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Contact your RE/MAX agent today and get your property sold.
A funeral is considered as the last goodbye. The memories are for you, the family and loved ones. Joseph the Silva Senior Memorial Funeral Home sympathizes and understands the grieving process. They go the extra mile, offering counseling, private funeral, chapel service, night viewing and church service, along with other services expected at a professional funeral home. Visit the office at Mesopotamia. A warm, modern, and customer-friendly environment awaits you. Joseph the Silva Senior Memorial Funeral Home, offering affordability in time of need. We are here. We care.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Carrez Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Carrez Distribution Limited.
Welcome to the international news. In a landmark ruling, a judge in the U.S. state of Oklahoma ruled that pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson helped drive the United States opioid epidemic that has claimed tens of thousands of lives across the U.S. The company was ordered to pay $572 million in damages over its aggressive marketing of addictive painkillers. The case has been closely watched by other pharmaceutical companies who may also face payouts. We hear more in this report.
Set out to take on a pharmaceutical giant, and after 7 weeks of evidence, Judge Thad Balkman's ruling was blunt. He found that Johnson & Johnson is culpable in fueling an opioid crisis that's claimed more than 6,000 lives in this state.
The opioid crisis has ravaged the state of Oklahoma. It must be abated immediately. For this reason, I am entering an abatement plan that consists of costs totaling $572,102,028 to immediately remediate the nuisance.
The case is being seen as a landmark ruling in dealing with a health crisis that's claimed tens of thousands of lives across the U.S. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say that in 2017 alone, close to 50,000 people died from opioid overdoses. Lawyer Reggie Whitten was part of Oklahoma's legal team and lost his firstborn son to addiction.
I feel like my boy's looking down. And it's a pretty tough deal. But I think my son and Austin are celebrating today. And we got to get help these other kids.
Lawyers for Johnson & Johnson say they'll appeal the decision, calling it legally flawed. The state's lawyers were asking for $17 billion from the company, but only got a fraction of that.
The amount of money that Johnson & Johnson has been ordered to pay may not be what the state of Oklahoma wanted, but the message it sends is clear. The judge in this case was unequivocal in blaming big pharmaceutical companies in their role in an opioid crisis that's blighted the lives of so many. And with thousands of other cases across the country, this may set an important precedent.
Two of the pharmaceutical companies, Purdue and Teva, settled before this trial got underway. With Monday's ruling, Oklahoma now has close to $1 billion for treatment, and this is being seen as a huge victory by those that work on the front lines fighting the epidemic.
We're very, very happy. This is a good day for the state of Oklahoma. We took on a giant, major pharmaceutical company, and a judge in Norman, Oklahoma said, "You killed people, it's time to pay."
The case was being closely watched across the U.S. In Ohio alone, there are 2,000 pending cases. But after Monday's ruling, pharmaceutical companies may now be forced to pay out billions.
And that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, we take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Caress Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents, and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Caress Distribution Limited.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They call General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
For our local weather forecast, present conditions cloudy, winds south at 11 kilometers per hour. Temperature 26.8 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 90%. Barometric pressure 1012.2 millibars, 24-hour rainfall 12.9 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature 28.6 degrees Celsius, today's minimum temperature 27.2 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:19 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at 5:53 a.m. The forecast, partly cloudy to cloudy with some light to moderate showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. And now synopsis. Outer bands associated with Tropical Storm Dorian will continue to affect the islands.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experience, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
SVG-TV Sports, sponsored by Remax Results Realty.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents Eagles Lodge, an attractive triple apartment residence. Each floor boasts a large kitchen, spacious bedrooms with en-suites, open living areas, and private entrances and balconies. This 23,000 square foot treat property is fully fenced with a private gated entrance. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com or call our offices in Diamond, 784-456-2016.
Welcome to the evening sports. Defending champion Naomi Osaka overcame a nervous start to scrape past Russian 20-year-old Anna Blinkova 6-4, 6-7, 5-7, 6-2 in the US Open first round. The world number one was 4-1 down in the opening set before she won 5 games in a row to take the lead. Meanwhile, Serena Williams made the perfect return to the US Open after last year's controversial final by thrashing her longtime rival Maria Sharapova. Williams won 6-1, 6-1 in a first-round meeting, which ended up lasting just 59 minutes. 8th seed Williams, who is bidding for a record-equaling 24th Grand Slam title and the first since returning from giving birth 2 years ago, broke Sharapova's serve 5 times as she eased into a second-round meeting with fellow American Catherine McNally. Roger Federer overcame a brief scare to beat Indian qualifier Sumit Nagal in his first-round match at the US Open. The Swiss, who is bidding for a record 6th title in New York, lost the first set before recovering to win 4-6, 6-1, 6-2, 6-4. Earlier on Monday, world number one Novak Djokovic progressed with a straight sets victory over Spaniard Roberto Cabales. The Serb kicked off the defense of his title with a 6-4, 6-1, 6-4 win. 3rd seed Federer will meet Damir Zumur of Bosnia-Herzegovina in the next round at Flushing Meadows. The Vitamalt Beckway Basketball 21st Annual Tournament last weekend saw the semi-final games played. On Friday, both under 16 semi-finals were played. In the first game, Hornets defeated Rockets 26-24. In the second semi-final, Golden Knights got the better of Hawks 33-24. The action continued on Saturday with 2 more semi-final matches. In the first game, East Siders 2 defeated Young Duke 49-38, a second division semi-final. The second game was a first division semi-final where Raptors got the better of Police United 53-47. The action continued on Sunday. The first encounter was a second division finals game 1 where East Siders 2 defeated Rising Stars 2 53-44. The winner of the division will be decided on a best of 3 basis. Also on Sunday was a semi-final in Division 1. East Blazers defeated East Siders 164-52. The Beckway basketball competition will continue tomorrow with an under-16 finals game and first division finals game. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
It's here, the family of EC Polymer Notes, our new money.
Here's what you can do to ensure your EC Polymer notes remain clean and last longer. Dry wet notes with cloth or paper towel. Wipe soiled notes with a damp cloth. You can carry your notes in your wallet, purse, or pocket. However, avoid creasing, crumpling, or stapling your polymer note. If by accident your polymer note gets tumbled in the washing machine or dryer, you can take out the creases by smoothing the note with your hand. Do not iron your polymer note. New polymer notes may cling together. You can loosen them by tapping the notes against a hard surface or shuffling them.
Easy Polymer Notes are new money. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
Welcome to Finishing and Furnishing, where a warm and friendly staff awaits you. At Finishing and Furnishing, you feel like you're in a home away from home. You will find a wide range of bedroom, living room, and appliances displayed in a stunning setting. When dealing with furniture, you need to take into consideration the colors of your room. That's why at our Penta Studio, we supply the best in interior and exterior paints. Have wooden furniture? Well, we also have stains, sealers, lacquers to get that matte or gloss finish of your desire. So give us a call at 457-2206 and come on down to Finishing and Furnishing today and start building the home of your dreams.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. New Zealand held their nerve to clinch a hard-fought and comprehensive victory against Sri Lanka in fading light in the second test yesterday and leveled the two-match series 1-1. Victory was achieved with an hour left on day 5 when Lassit edged a short delivery from Trent Boult to Kane Williamson at gully. Sri Lanka were bowled out for 122 runs after New Zealand declared their second innings on 431 for 6 with a first innings lead of 185. The game went to the last hour of day 5, and although 19.4 overs remained, umpires could have called off play at any time with the light fast deteriorating. Officials from PSG and Barcelona met in Paris today to discuss a possible deal for Neymar to return to the Spanish champions. According to BBC Radio 5, both clubs say the talks were positive, but there is still lots of work to do. Brazil forward Neymar joined PSG from Barcelona in 2017 for a world record fee of €222 million. Barca is offering €170 million for his return to the Nou Camp. They might also offer players as negotiations continue, with Neymar said to be pushing for the deal to go through. And that's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Was sponsored by Remax Results Realty.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents this lovely cul-de-sac home in Cane Garden, boasting a pool, large lot with loads of fruit trees, and a great sea view. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths up, and 2 bedrooms, 3 baths on the ground level. 2 spacious kitchens, and so much more. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com or call our offices in Diamond at 784-456-2016.
Shot for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prizes to be won. Set for life. A brand new house. Set for life. A brand new car. Set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life. Did your day done set? Set for life. December 28th. Set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your own keys. Set for life.
Let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong. And sometimes things break. So whether you're a beginner or a pro, Gibson's Building Supplies has what you need. So it doesn't matter if it's heavy hardware or light hardware. We've got it all. So whether you can or you can't, got something you need. So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
And now for a second look at the headlines. SVG spared from tropical storm Dorian. A Jamaican security expert says the U.S. must do more to stop illegal guns coming into Jamaica. A U.S. judge orders pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson to pay millions in landmark opioid case. And in sports, defending champion Naomi Osaka survives U.S. Open first round as Williams thrashes Sharapova. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I'm Yvette Bowens. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Incentions for years with their high prices. They call General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.